Hello! Ladies and gentlemen, Brennan Friesen, Shane Wall, live from the Extra Life GameShop. Welcome back to First Strike, episode 42, hosted by myself and Shane. How are you, bud?
Very well.
Would you say today you had a good game, bud?
I would say we definitely, maybe.
Was it a good game,
bud?
bud?
Had a good game, bud.
It was a good game, bud?
Yes.
I really wish people were around to understand.
To understand that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes, today was a good game, bud. We got some rare games in the shop today that I'm very excited about.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. You got some... And they were... One of them was a walk-in, which is weird.
Yes.
But today, we got a few interesting topics. I'm a little bit sick right now, so pardon me if I go a little bit...
Whoa.
What?
You're sick right now?
I'm a little sick right now.
I got a family, man.
And?
I don't need them getting your disease.
Oh, like, I'm not fatal. I'm not terminal.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, it's just stage 5 cancer. It's no big deal.
Okay. Oh, so we've moved up to stage 5.
Well, yeah, we're at stage 5 cancer.
Oh, okay.
Right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought my doctor was kidding when he said I had stage 5 cancer.
Well, see, me and you,
I really thought he was kidding.
We're go big or go home kind of guys,
yes.
right? We don't mess with that fever shit.
Nope.
We don't do that.
No.
We don't do that flu.
It's not a fever until you're at 200. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
It's not a real fever until you're at that 200 mark.
But what is up, Alexander? Welcome to the stream. Laura, welcome. XD Dross, I'm glad you can make it. Big news. Big news. That guy, his name is Rohan, XD Dross, and he is the only person in the world who loves Paper Mario as much as I do.
Really?
I found my soulmate. He is the one.
Okay.
He is the one.
Where is he from? Let's fly him out here.
Is this going to become the First Strike Paper Mario cast?
Yes.
That's what we need.
That's our niche. That is exactly what we need.
That's our niche. Anthony, welcome to the stream.
We can't even make it 5 minutes into the podcast without mentioning Paper Mario.
Nope.
We just...
You know it's my thing.
But at least wait till later.
No.
Man,
dude,
it doesn't have to
If I always waited till later, it would be like we gotta change it up a bit. We gotta change it up a bit. Mistledine Online is here. Welcome to the stream, sir.
Yeah, hey, you gotta contact me, buddy, you old pal there. Mistledine.
I got his shipping information. I need to give it to you.
Yeah, but I got a bone to pick with him.
Oh, do ya?
So he's got to get back to me.
Kudan, welcome to the stream. Radical Rob, welcome here as well. Rainy Day, or You're Wrong, welcome here. Miss Anan, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you can make it.
There's a whole bunch of people today. It's awesome.
And what is this? And Darlene's even here.
Oh, no.
Nice clothes, guys.
What?
Darlene,
hold on.
Do you own this shirt too? Because that's going to be an issue. I like big news. What's going on, my dude? Not much, Alexander. Yeah, again, today we're going to be talking about what our favorite video game library is, in our opinion. Once we get to that portion of the podcast, feel free to throw down your opinion. Again, thank you to everyone who participated last week. We were giving away a few of the Extra Life t-shirts.
We did.
Congratulations to Corey for winning one, as well as Blaze, I believe, won one.
Yeah, Blaze won the second one.
Yeah, we'll be shipping this out soon. What we're doing is I'm making sure I'm getting everybody who actually wants to buy one. We're going to ship them all out at once. So I'll let you guys know when once those are shipped out. But yeah, welcome to the stream, everybody. Let's get into this. We'll open up with how we usually open things up here.
Yes.
On the First Strike GameCast experience, bonus round zone experience, stop and swap. Man, we just keep tacking on words to that.
I still can't believe that guy. Like he listened to about 5% of the conversation.
Yeah, that's right.
And it became the stop and swap. Oh, next time I'm in that town. That I forgot about. I'm gonna go check out that extra stop and swap.
The extra stop swap game shop.
I really believe you. You want me to hold you a copy of Black Ops 2? Okay. Yeah, I'll hold it for you. Yeah, it's right behind the counter.
Yeah, we'll even throw in 4 free copies of Connect Adventures. Speaking of Connect Adventures,
let's make it 8.
So 8 free copies. It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt.
I got rid of one.
Did you? No. Someone bought one. Paid money. Someone paid money.
No.
Cash dollars.
It was a throw-in.
It's always a throw-in.
That Michael guy that took like 100 360 games.
You gave him a Connect.
I said you can only take these and pay for these if you take a Connect Adventures. He's like, do I have to pay for it? I said, no, you can just take it. I don't need it. I don't need it.
I won't let you pay for these.
I will not let you give me $300 unless you take this Connect Adventures from me.
So he took it.
That
guy's into the LAN
play.
play.
Take it. Massive.
What a great LAN game.
Speaking of which, he comes back today and he buys all the 360s I had in the shop. It's only 2 of them. But he took all of them.
But it sounds better when you say it that way.
Yeah, he took both of them plus a bunch of games, and yeah.
That'd be.
Yeah.
Alexander, I'm glad you're excited, sir. I'm glad you can make it. I hope you you enjoy the stream, man. Darlene does not own this shirt, but she says definitely like she would be disgusted.
Open. It's hot in here.
Yeah, it's very warm.
And that Slurpee machine's off. That thing is so freaking loud.
Corey's interested in seeing your bones, Shane. That's fantastic. Christian Raymond, welcome to the stream. I haven't seen you in a while. What's up, my good sir? I'm glad you can make it, as well as Treble Maker. Welcome to the stream.
Treble Maker down south. Just how far south is he?
Very south. They make a lot of treble down there.
Yeah.
Anyway, Shane, what are you playing right now? What are we playing?
We are playing this little game called, this little RPG called Earthbound.
Yeah!
And this...
So if you don't know, this last week, Shane hadn't got the game in yet, and it was one of the giveaways.
It came in Friday afternoon.
Yeah, and it was one of the giveaways. If you could guess what game Shane wanted to play that he was getting in, you won the shirt. Corey guessed Earthbound, and now you're playing it, and you're really liking it.
I am. I have not turned on my PS4 this week. It's been strictly Earthbound since I got it, basically, and I'm really enjoying it. It lives up to the hype and the price tag. It's a lot of fun so far, and I can't wait to get back to it. It's awesome.
Yeah, I've enjoyed a few songs from that good old soundtrack.
Very good soundtrack.
I'm not surprised. It's an SNES era.
Yep.
But yeah, it seems good. It's on my list of games to need to play. I've gotten a lot of shit from other YouTubers that I haven't played it. That's whoops. Whoops!
That's a big whoops.
That's a big whoops. But you hadn't either. That's not as bad as saying you've never played a Legend of Zelda game and you own a GameShop.
Yeah, that one was pretty bad.
I don't think it gets much worse.
But we're over that, so we can move past it. So what next?
You can never move past it.
Yeah, we can.
What am I playing right now, Shane?
Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Just a whole steaming pile of nothing.
I mean, I'm still playing Twilight Princess.
Yeah, sort of.
I beat, I streamed it the other day. I beat, what was it, the Snow Peak level? I hate that level.
I like that. I like that level.
I like it, but I got really stuck in it the first time, so I have salty memories about it.
Did you help me with that one?
I did help you with that one. Because it's like a maze, right? Yeah. And that boss fight is so sad. Yep. The Yeti looks in the mirror, then she goes all evil, and then they love each other at the... Oh, it's cute. It's cute! It's cute if you play Twilight Princess. You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, whatever. Let's talk about shop trades. Let's talk about shop, because you got some interesting stuff.
So here's an interesting trivia question for the people watching. We took in today one of the rarest video game systems of all time.
Actually, just while I... oh yeah, we'll get into that in a second. You know, Laura Johnson just said she loves Earthbound. I'm not sure if I've ever heard someone who played Earthbound and didn't like it. Everybody I know who's played that game looks at it like it's a really good game. I don't know anyone who didn't.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is because there's the price tag. You obviously had to pay good money to play this game. The second part is...
if you're gonna play
it's one of those games that you'll like, every now and then we get certain people in the shop where they try to fit in like they know everything about games, or just as much as I do, if not more, and they're like, oh yeah, Earthbound, oh I love that game.
Yeah.
I love that game.
Yeah, I picked up 6 copies of Conqueror's Verde back in '96 at Canadian Tire.
Oh, that guy. Yellow hat guy.
I want to see...
Man, props to you for being the biggest character that's ever walked in here.
Yeah. Not a good character.
Just that guy, man.
Actually, I think you're probably the biggest.
We had another weirdo come in here. We'll talk about that yet.
Do we?
Yep.
Was I here for this?
No. This happened yesterday.
Oh. Actually, you were outside the shop the other day when I was on my way to work, and there was Leather Jacket Guy, and then Leather Jacket Guy's friend.
Oh, that guy.
Was one of those guys firing on all cylinders guy? Or no?
No.
Okay.
No, that was not firing on all cylinders guy.
Okay.
But since we're on the topic anyway, I had a guy come in here, and he's come in here, and he's a bit weird. He definitely does the drugs.
Oh, meth.
Definitely. Probably.
Cocaine.
Definitely probably does the meth. He does something. So he comes in here, and this is exactly how he's talking to me, and he's talking normal. He's like, hey, I have these 360 games, and I just really need to get rid of them because I got robbed last night, and I just need some money. And
that story comes up way too often.
It does.
I was robbed last. Like, how often do people in this town get robbed?
So he's talking about how he got robbed, and then he's talking. He's like, yeah, if you just want to take these games from me, maybe, man, it'd be awesome. and then he goes back and talking normal again, and then he gets into the deep growls. Oh.
That's what you see.
Like I don't even know what to do with this guy now. Like are you here? Are you there?
So just for 5 seconds, he was possessed by Satan.
Basically, it was extremely just weird. I don't know what it is about a game shop, but you attract the weirdest group of people here. People think I'm a pawn shop. They try to sell me lawnmowers and barbecues, and
Yeah, they
man, as a gamer, I don't care about your lawnmower.
It's Extra Life Game Shop. It's in the title. We're not a pawn shop.
We are not a pawn shop.
We're not a pawn shop.
Like your barbecue, that's cute and everything, but I got one.
Yeah.
Your lawnmower, that's cute and everything.
Well, it's the Extra Life lawnmower stuff.
I don't cut my own grass. We got a condo. Somebody else cuts it. I don't need your lawnmower. I don't need your barbecue.
The offer
I
is
don't
high.
need your toaster. I don't need your microwave. I don't need any of it.
Actually, we don't have a toaster in the shop.
We don't. My wife's been trying to get me to bring the toaster oven here. But I said if we plug in one more thing here, the breaker is going to explode.
Yeah, no, we have overdone that breaker.
Did I tell you the other day with the breaker?
Yeah, like you turn it on immediately and 3 minutes
right away it shuts off twice.
Yeah.
And it's been fine ever since. But
yeah, the breaker here is very sketchy. We can only plug in so many things at once. Redbird36, welcome to the stream, as well as Luke. How are you guys doing tonight? We're just talking about some shop trades this week. Well, he's up there. I just saw his name earlier and I remembered.
Good old Luke.
Luke. Yeah, Lukey Pookie. And Gaming with Llamas, welcome as well. It's nice to see you.
Yeah, I didn't see him either.
Perfect.
So, yeah, you're playing nothing. I'm playing Earthbound. Shop trades. Yeah, if anybody can guess what this game console is, I wasn't planning on doing a shirt giveaway, but if you guess this thing,
well, they won't.
I will send you a shirt.
No, but they won't guess it.
I will send you both shirts.
If you can guess it.
I will send you one of each shirt.
We'll give you
if
5
guess what game console.
Kai, tech producer over there. Do you want to just set a timer for 5 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Give people 5 minutes to and they can guess this console.
I will send you free shipping 2 shirts if you can guess this thing.
We have mentioned this console in the podcast before.
Yeah.
And that's all I will say. Because you're never going to guess it. Perfect. You have 5 minutes to guess.
When's the beard getting shaved off, Shane? That's a good question.
Never.
I've thought long and hard about... I've actually thought about shaving my beard and all my hair.
Gone. Clean. I think your wife would leave
gone.
you. I think your wife would
No,
leave
I think she'd be okay with it because she would know that it's going to get back to normal pretty soon.
Like, I know she would leave you now based on how long it is, but if it was too short, she would leave you as well. You got to get that mid-range.
No, I think she'd be okay with it. Short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Mr. R. That's a good quote.
She would say.
Vose and Mr. RW Studios, welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're just talking about shop trades right now. If you can guess the game console we got in, you have how much time is on the?
Like 4.5 minutes.
If you can guess what game console we got in the shop. Super rare game console.
We're talking it
only sold.
The Virtual Boy killed this thing in sales.
It did.
4 minutes.
That's what we're saying.
It sold only 70,000 units.
Around there.
Around 70,000 units. If you have 4 minutes to guess what this is, if you can guess it, we will send you both of the Extra Life shirts completely free of charge. Just because no one's going to get it. It's a very low risk, high reward. Also,
we store trade-wise, we got some more stuff today. I got a second copy of Chrono Trigger, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
And a guy called me and he's like, "Hey man, we got some Sega games here we want to get rid of." And the key to my heart is Sega games.
Yeah.
So I get excited because I like my Sega. Just to let you guys understand, Sega sales are probably about 2% of the entire shop sales.
Yeah.
So it don't sell ever at all. Almost nothing.
Yeah. You have that. Okay, so we have like everything categorized in the shop. Your Genesis games, since the day you opened, have not moved. Like they're in the exact same position.
Probably 5 of them. And that's the Ouya, man, that thing sold really well. 3DO, that thing sold more copies too.
It's only 70,000. Like this thing tanked.
Dreamcast, man, we got 3 of them in here. Come on, man, give the Dreamcast.
2 are in the box.
3 in the box.
All 3
we got 4 Dreamcasts.
Man, you have a lot.
3 in the box.
With 1 controller. And no games.
No, we got 3 controllers.
No games.
2 games.
You actually have 2 games in here?
Yeah.
Where? Oh yeah, on the big Dreamcast shelf right at the front of the shop.
Oh, look at Missildine. He gets it.
What the heck? Come on, no way.
Only because you said 70,000, he looked it up.
Did he Google
That's
it?
the only way he got it.
It's 2.5.
Plus-
2 minutes 15 seconds.
We're not sending Corey 2 more shirts.
No, we're not.
We're not.
We'll figure something else out for Corey.
We'll give him a high five and a.
We'll give him a $4,000 gift certificate to the shop.
There we go.
So he's got to come here.
Yeah, but you can only use it in person. So,
But that's right, it was the Game Wave, and that is just the biggest piece of trash console ever. We're going to do a live stream with it at some point.
straight up Googled it.
Now, was it because he said 70,000?
Yeah, I bet it was because I gave him 70,000.
As soon as you said that, I knew he was going to look it up.
I wanted someone to get it. That's why I gave the number.
Yeah.
But if it's Corey, then no. You're so damn greedy. You're so damn greedy.
So the Game Wave, it sold 70,000 units. And basically your controller looked nothing more or less than a TV remote. It was infrared, like your TV remote, so if you put your hand in front of it, it's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
And basically the only games for this were very simple...
Like board game. Like
board games / Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, Sudoku, all that kind of stuff.
Take the Wii and dumb it down even.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
That's exactly
way dumb it down.
Let's take the Wii and only put shovelware.
The only reason this thing was somewhat valuable to a person was it was a $100 DVD player. That's it. You got a DVD player out of the deal.
Yeah.
But it also could play games. Yeah. So here's the controller that you can use.
It's just a remote. It's a TV remote.
It's a TV remote.
It's a TV
That's
remote.
all. Now, honestly, we have had a lot of fun.
But okay,
yeah.
not because it's a good console.
No, there's something to it.
Just because joking around with this thing. We only played one game. It was called Click.
What, is that what it was?
That was Click.
I keep wanting. It's a mix between a Wheel of Fortune and a Jeopardy.
And all the questions are from like the 1940s. Like it's such
no.
It was really outdated.
It was tough.
But it was fun. Like we were honestly enjoying it.
I really think we need to stream that game.
A Game Wave stream. That's how we get big on YouTube.
I think we're gonna get promoted all over YouTube
For the Game Wave. Well, if people look up Game Wave, we will be the only ones who come up in the search results.
Guaranteed. I bet you that stream has never been done before.
Everybody welcome a Captain Retro to the stream.
Hey, what's up, man?
Kevin might be joining us next week.
Oh, he got back to you?
He got back to me.
Okay.
So he might be joining us next week.
Okay. He's got to talk to me. I feel like I need like a half hour of one-on-one time with him to
Well, we'll arrange a little Skype date for you
see
two.
him to figure out
We'll
what's
let you
going
strip
on.
down for each other and just get to know each other.
Better.
Yeah. Around $24. Yeah, if you guys want to buy any, just as a side note, if anyone wants to buy an Extra Life shirt, contact me on Discord or Shane on the Facebook page, or me on Twitter or Shane on
Facebook
Twitter.
or Twitter or whatever.
Yeah,
let us know. We'll get it out to you. Absolutely.
We're charging, I think it's $15 for a shirt plus whatever the shipping would be to get it to you.
Canadian, so that's like $1 American or whatever.
So as soon as we can, we'll be shipping them all at once. So I'll let everybody know once we're shipping them out. So far, Jarrett's bought one, and Corey's getting one for free, and Blaze is getting one.
Blaze getting one, and yeah, all that good stuff.
Yeah, boy.
So let's dive in. Let's full on just nosedive.
Ostrich dive.
Into this stuff.
Ostrich dive.
Biggest news thing of the week, or lack of news, was we got some more info on that Atari box. Sega Atari box.
The Sega Atari box.
Yes.
Or what we wish it was. Amp Storm, good to see you, sir. That's our big spender, right? I'm pretty sure it's our big spender.
Yeah, we mentioned him before.
Yeah, you just missed it. You got your very own shout out. Thank you for taking a copy of Connect Adventures. We have plenty more where that came from. If you want to just come right in and grab some of that.
Okay, put a pin in what Captain Retro's saying there. We're gonna get back to that. The Atari Retro box thing, whatever it's gonna be. We got some more info on it, and it kind of sucks. To be honest, I'm really disappointed. You know how we talked about a few weeks ago that there was an unnamed partner, a majority investment partner involved in all of this? Well, it turns out that partner is myself and Brandon.
Yeah, we are the partner for
plus
Atari. We're funding it.
Plus you, plus your grandma, your mom, your uncle,
and anybody who wants to be.
It's going to be crowdfunded, which just sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It just screams, "Ouya!"
Yeah,
that's all I can hear from this thing now.
Yeah,
And aside from it looking pretty all right, I like the aesthetic of it. It looks decent. You get no disk drive. You get no cartridge slot. This is basically a mini PC / Ouya, and that.
But what more did you expect?
It's exactly what I expected, but it's still disappointing.
I get that if you
don't make a big deal of it if you're gonna say this can only happen if we get crowdfunding, that's what we talked about. The only problem with this, or the biggest problem, was where do they get the money from? They just went bankrupt a couple of years ago. Where do they get the money from to do this? And then they say they have an unnamed partner and all that stuff. Well, okay, but if that unnamed partner is putting up all the money, why is it called the Atari box? It doesn't make any sense. It's got to be something else. But
you're right. But here's my thing with this. I feel like this. You can look at it that way, but that's kind of a very short goal mindset. Let's say people actually funded this thing and they released it, and it's not. Of course, it's not going to be anything spectacular. But this could be the first step into Atari growing back into something worth talking about. It could. I'm just saying. To start.
They're going nowhere with this.
No, absolutely, probably not.
Failing.
Probably not.
Miserably.
But if it went well, like if they made some money off of it, Atari could slowly grow their name back up there.
It's not going to happen.
See, you're just a glass half empty kind of guy.
This is not going to happen.
Where's that blind optimism that I know about?
Ouya raised, what was it, $13 million? It was the #1 moneymaker on Kickstarter. Look where it is now. That thing just bombed.
Well, no one cared.
Bombed.
It was a stupid console.
People cared. $13 million of people cared. That's huge.
Sure.
There's just no way this is going to work. And it's a bad idea all around. Like, they might as well make PC cases at this point. It's the exact same thing, plus you get more features out of a PC case.
I think what really should have happened was it should have been the Sega Atari box.
That's what we're saying.
That's what the Extra Life opinion is.
It is.
The Sega Atari box needs to be a reality.
Yeah.
To take two bankrupt companies who don't know what they're doing.
Sega ain't bankrupt, but they also don't have a lot.
They don't have a lot of money. They couldn't support Atari.
No, definitely not.
Send with Screenwave Media today. Pretty fucking. I don't even know what Screenwave Media is. Is that a YouTube network? I don't recognize that name. Volcano Lord Brian, welcome to the stream, man. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, this whole Atari bot. Like I was never and neither were you. Like you weren't expecting much. Isn't this exactly what you were expecting, other than the crowdfunding part? Like
it's a bit. I expected a retro console along the likes of the NES Mini and the Super Nintendo Mini. Something like that with maybe some online stuff to make it a bit better because they were making a big deal of it. This is slightly better, kind of, maybe.
Well, they wanted old and new games on this. Is what they're going for.
You're not going to be playing any new games on this.
It's just going to be
it's just a bad idea.
Well, it's nice that they're doing something. Atari will never be where they were, ever. It's just done. But they're doing something. They're making something. It's just nice to know that the name isn't dead. It's not a good name anymore.
It might as well be dead.
Well,
it really might. They've been irrelevant for years.
Oh, okay, yeah, it is a YouTube network. Okay, sweet man, that'd be good work. Are we with the YouTube network? No, we're not. We don't need to be with you. We don't need to be.
No, we're all solo.
We're fine.
So, yeah, that about finishes that up. It's going to be underwhelming. It's going to be nothing. We'll see what they end up using and what tiers they have and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm curious. Are they using Kickstarter? Is that what
they haven't said? They haven't said.
I'm curious what their reward. Okay, maybe they might have some cool rewards. Like you might get some cool retro Atari stuff, which would be sweet.
Maybe. I don't know what they're going to do. It's just not going to be good. It just screams fail as loud as possible. And that's all we're going to get.
Redbird wants us to talk about Crash Bandicoot, the remakes. I mean, there's not much to say. They look pretty, but it's still Crash Bandicoot.
I've heard the levels are actually harder.
They're harder
after the remaster.
Like the actual, the gameplay is harder.
The game is actually harder
because it was hard to begin with because of the controls.
Yeah.
Is it hard? Is like the difficulty harder, or is just the bullshit level harder?
It's as far as I got. I need to play it first before I read too much about it.
Don't bother. Keep going with that Earthbound, and then Mario RPG.
We are.
And then Chrono Trigger. Just go on a Super Nintendo binge for a while.
Yeah, I might.
That's what I want to see. This Atari is nothing but a name at this point, says Ampstorm. You're pretty much right.
No, he's exactly right.
You're pretty much right.
It's a nostalgic name.
Can you just a little bit of that blind optimism today?
They have
You're
none.
just so negative.
Oh, hey, look at that. We got a Windows feature update.
We're not doing this right now. We're just
Oh, okay, we are.
we're not doing this right now. I'm gonna take care of this. You keep talking.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, Atari's nothing. Their time was over in '83. I don't know why they bothered doing anything after that. The Jaguar, terrible. The Jaguar CD add-on, just as terrible. That controller for the Jaguar,
Wow, 16 buttons.
super terrible.
What? Who needs 16 buttons?
It's a terrible controller.
You can't.
It's just the worst.
You know
The only thing they ever came up with that was better was their handheld, the Lynx, which had a backlit screen, which Nintendo couldn't get right until 2005,
Ugh.
something like that. It took
They took
way
too
too long. But Atari Lynx was the first one to have the backlit screen, so that was the best thing they ever did.
Easily the worst
In terms
controller of all time, though.
of being, what's the word I'm looking for?
You tell me.
I lost that train of thought.
Talking about the controller now or the Lynx?
We're talking about the Lynx. Yeah.
I know Jack squat about the Lynx.
Yeah, I didn't think you would.
I don't know anything about that thing.
I've owned that thing one time, and I never should have got rid of it.
No?
No.
What does it go for now?
I don't know, $100, 120.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I feel like every time Atari releases something new, it's just the old games on a new console. That's all.
Yeah.
That's what Atari is.
Yeah, like, the only way this thing's gonna work is if it comes pre-built with damn near all of their games.
Like, all of them. But you
then
can only do that so many times.
Yeah, but then what controller are they gonna use?
Well, they're gonna reinvent the Jaguar controller.
Oh.
What they did, they needed more buttons. They're gonna go from
More.
16 to 32.
I was hoping 64 this time.
We're going 64 buttons
64
for every bit.
Well, it was a 64-bit system. Supposedly,
Or 16
it was more like 4 16 bits.
taped together.
Just glued together. Here we go. We got it. Yeah, terrible idea.
I love that. It's supposed to compete with the GameCube? Like, come on. Or, I mean, N64, I mean, sorry?
64. There you go. Yeah, not even close.
Yeah, no. That's hilarious. Where did my whiteboard go? There she is. Let's talk about. I can erase that. You already brought it up. I want to know something.
What's up?
You got quite a few games in the shop right now, and we've in the past we've talked about this idea that we get these stickers in. That'd be Brandon's picks and Shane's
I
picks.
thought about that today, actually.
Did you?
Yep.
This was an idea we've like touched on a little bit every now and again, where we would find the games that we would recommend each of us and put the sticker on them, and like we would recommend this game. Right now in the shop, if you had these stickers, what are some must plays on Shane's list in the shop right now?
See, I always wrestle with that idea because you have your must plays like Mario 1, 3, Mario World, all that stuff, but that's just a given. The average customer is going to know that that's worth playing. So I would be using it on just different titles that they might not have heard of before. So some of the things that come to mind are on the NES, you get RC Pro-Am, which is this little racing game that is just made by Rare, and it's so much fun. I just love it. A lot of Sega games, talking Streets of Rage, Vector Man, Echo the Dolphin. It's actually a game. There's a lot more than the first level.
That much people don't. I'm gonna cut you off for 1 second. Yeah, Captain Retro, Kevin. It's the placement of the. Let's put all 16 in the center of the controller.
Yeah.
Where's the start button should be. Like that's.
They might as well have made that thing a mini keyboard.
It pretty much was. Like at that point.
Yeah.
I want to know what was going through their minds when that. Whatever. Keep going. Keep going.
What else we got? Yeah, and even more so with the newer games, even the 360 PS3.
What
the
are you
Uncharted's, the Fallouts, the Bioshocks, Last of Us.
Lost Odyssey.
Yeah, Lost Odyssey, which we won't get in here very often, but yeah, games that I really enjoyed, and you've enjoyed, but you've only played about 3 games after 2004.
Five games. Five games after 2004.
So, yeah,
I feel like you couldn't do it on like popular type. You got to pick the more obscure.
Exactly. If a game is just well known to have been really good, there's no point in putting a sticker on there.
Well, yeah, because everybody just knows.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a fun idea.
I'm surprised you said Echo the Dolphin. Is it actually a good game?
It is.
Or is it just better than people think it is because of that first level?
Well, it's better than what you think it is, and it's a pretty cheap purchase, and I think it's worth it.
Yeah? Okay. But is it Bubsy, though?
No.
Is it Bubsy, though?
Oh, it ain't no Bubsy.
It ain't no Bubsy. Good old Bubsy. We need a Bubsy return. That's what we need. That's not IP.
There was a Kickstarter for that.
Yeah. Yeah, there was.
Hey, there was. I don't know where it went.
No.
I imagine it failed.
Yeah, nobody cares, but sure thing. Interesting. Well, that's what I wanted to know. I'm not surprised by any games you put on that list. Did you say Vector?
Yeah, Vector Man.
Vector Man. What's that even for?
Genesis.
I don't know that one.
Vector Man 1 and 2.
I don't know that one. My good lord, it's warm in this room.
It is. It's
Normally I'm okay, but today it feels worse. Kai, you need to get out of here.
It's definitely hot.
You're just far too sexy to be in this room right now.
That's me all day, every day.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, if anyone has any questions to throw out at any time, we can answer them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just if that's something you want to do. But in the meantime, when we were playing through Breath of the Wild, if you remember that little 30-minute live stream we did, it's a good time. The biggest thing about that was the most mind-blowing thing was how different that was compared to any Zelda game. They completely broke the formula, which is so weird for Nintendo. But it worked very well, and now it's regarded as like a 99 on Metacritic and all that. Metroid did the same thing with Metroid Prime. What are some of your favorite examples of games that broke their formula?
It just broke tradition.
Yeah, and then it just came out just way better. Like, this was such a good decision.
See, Metroid Prime's the perfect example of that.
It is. That's why I threw it in as an example.
Not that the game was that good, but I really enjoyed Sonic Adventure.
Yeah? See, can you go back and play it now, though?
I would.
I feel like the big thing with the Sonic Adventure games is that you loved them as a kid, and now they're hard to play.
I'd be down to play that right now.
Yeah?
I would. Man, as far as what just broke tradition in a good way, I just don't know, man. That's a really tough one.
Well, I know. Okay, so there is the Kid Icarus game on the 3DS, like the second Kid Icarus game to ever be made.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's a phenomenal game. And, the game before it is a very old retro. Like, it is a completely different.
Yeah, it's an 86 game, I think.
Yeah, and then they take that and made a third-person. It's a very Metroid Prime type deal. They made a first-person shooter out of it, and apparently it's phenomenal. And that, like, I haven't. That's actually another topic we'll get into later. But I haven't played it because it's on a handheld console.
What came with it? It was in a bigger box. What was the other thing that came with it?
Oh, you got the. Kai, do you want to Google it? I'm not gonna remember. The Kid Icarus.
It came with something. I remember seeing it in a big box.
Yeah, you got. I don't remember what it was.
What? It wasn't like a 3DS.
Yeah.
It was like a step.
Kid Icarus Uprising.
Maker, or like a step counter or something.
Yeah. That's a huge one. I haven't actually played it myself. I want to, but just because if they made a Kid Icarus game for the Switch, that would be sweet. I would play that.
Yeah, I could see that working. I mean, another obvious choice would be Mario 64 delving into the 3D area of things. That worked well. We can even go Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That game was that's what just made next gen FPS games the thing, like the shit. And it never ended with that game. It's still going on now, and it's really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a modern, like Breath of the Wild is like a modern example of that.
Yeah.
Because it used to be hardware limitations, right? Jumping from like Mario Bros 3 to 64 or Mario World to 64, that's because the hardware was there all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Now kind of hardware it doesn't change much console to console. So Nintendo purely just decided they wanted to take a leap of faith there.
Yeah.
And then take their formula that worked very well and then just get rid of it and make this open world concept, which worked very well for them. It was super good. Who knows what they're going to do next with Zelda? I still am very curious. We still need that Skyward Sword remake without motion controls. If that doesn't come to the Switch, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah, it needs to happen.
Can you think another modern example of that? Like, I could say Grand Theft Auto, but that's always another, like...
Yeah, it's an older
the hardware
one.
jumped out.
Yeah, it's just a new example.
Because not a lot of games do it. Pokemon is a kind of one. Kind of, like, they haven't changed much, Pokemon. They started to break it up a little bit with how the games work, but it's still more or less the same. You have 4 moves you can use. It's a turn-based battle system. The storyline is always kind of the same. They haven't changed that formula very much. Halo, they got rid of multiplayer. That's a big improvement. You go, Microsoft. Keep it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something that just changed.
AR cards, but I can't find anything about a step counter or anything like that.
No?
Not for
It came in a bigger... He is right.
It came in a big box. I remember that.
This is upright.
Yeah.
Nintendo will only be making open world games, so they are new Rockstar games. A Zelda MMO or a Pokemon MMO. You know, there is that Poke MMO. I used to play that a little bit. They took Fire Red and they made it an online multiplayer game.
Ooh.
It played well, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you could see everyone's character. You'd walk around in the same world. You'd play through the original storyline, but you could battle with your friends. You could play through the game with your friends. It was set up very well. There were a few things I didn't like about it, mostly like UI stuff and how it was laid out. But it ran well and it played well, so that was cool. A Zelda MMO would be weird. That's just... I don't
See,
know.
the problem is every character is going to look exactly like Link.
Yeah, like that's the kind of game where that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Just because it's... Like, Grand Theft Auto works because it's just generic
Guys
characters.
and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I can't really think of any... I'm trying to think. Like, aside from Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I don't really know what just changed to be an amazing game.
Well, let me flip the question.
Okay.
What's a franchise or a couple of franchise that should just never change? That their formula is perfect, and you'd be very upset.
Perfect formula, you say?
Yeah, you'd be very upset if they swapped how it played.
You have a stand for the 3DS.
Is that it?
That's all I see. A stand and some packs of AR cards or something.
Huh.
That's all
That's
I
it.
can find.
Damn shame. Okay.
So what game is perfect?
Or just very good, and you'd be a
Or
little
very-
heartbroken if they.
If they changed it?
Yeah.
Well, I was disappointed with Final Fantasy 15, how they changed a bunch of stuff.
I thought you might bring
I
that
was
one
not
up.
a fan of that one. I don't know. You have The Last of Us 2 and this new Uncharted game coming out. If they would change from the formula too much to give me something weird, then no, I don't want that. You just got to keep it the same. Keep the story there, the music there, the exploring a little bit, all that stuff. You just got to keep that there. Otherwise, it's why play this game? Tomb Raider, the Rise of the Tomb Raider got really bad because they added that shaky camera thing.
Yeah.
You know how some movies you just see the shaky cam and it's just moving all the time?
Yeah.
Like they think it's this cool thing that
It's
nobody's
not. You're
doing.
just- yeah.
It's just really not cool. Buy a tripod and it'll be fine.
Did you ever watch the movie Chronicle?
Chronicle. No.
It was like all a shaky first person. It's kind of like Paranormal Activity and how they filmed it. Oh, that was crap. Everybody else liked that movie but me. I just did not. I was not a
I
fan.
thought there was another movie just like that.
Project X did it
No, not that one.
to a degree.
So
But I liked Project X.
There's one that was completely in POV. It was really interesting. It was an action film. And it looked like exactly
Oh,
like
I
a
remember
video
that
game.
one.
That was Fantastic Fred or something like that.
Robert's saying that Halo had a good formula and then they didn't stick with it. Okay, that's another variation of that question. What's a game that did change it but they failed?
But
They made
failed?
it bad. Call of Duty!
Yeah, they got really weird with that. They tried to be Halo, basically. Mario Party, it was all right.
Yeah, I don't know
became-
why they did that.
Complete shit.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to
just Mario in general, man?
Do I have to say it or are you going to say it?
You can say it.
Paper Mario, man.
Also, shit.
Very high on my list of games that disappoint me. that very much disappoint me. We still need that Wario and Waluigi RPG. Come on, Nintendo!
It's coming. It's coming.
It better be.
Don't worry.
It better
Debuting on the Atari box.
On the Sega Atari box.
Yeah.
A Wario and Waluigi based game. Sure. Yeah, we're giving up the licensing rights. Brandon could argue that Sims changed badly after Sims 2. I mean, I could. See, I don't like The Sims because I don't like this cursor thing you got to use to move around. That pisses me off. In The Sims 2, you got to move around in third person as your character, and I liked that. That was fun to me. Pointing and clicking. It's like a point and click adventure game. That's how I look at The Sims, and that's not fun. I like to move around as my character. This is just a me thing.
Yeah.
This is just a me thing because nobody agrees with me on this.
I would say the Resident Evil series has become crap. I haven't played the new one, but after the beginning, the first 2 to 3, even Resident Evil 0, it was way more survival horror, whereas when 4 came out, and especially 5 and 6, it just became more action-oriented than surviving.
Right.
So I didn't like that change at all. I understand why it has to be there to make it more appealing to everybody else, but it wasn't for me.
How do you feel about the switch from Final Fantasy turn-based RPGs to action, back to turn-based, back to action?
I mean, it's been action for a while now.
Yeah.
Sort of. I mean, 13 kind of counts, but nobody really cares about that game at all. Plus, it was a weird style of turn-based. I don't really know what they're planning on doing with all that stuff. Like the last real turn-based RPG that they made that was good was Final Fantasy X. Then 11 was the online thing. 12 was fully action. 13 it sort of went back to the formula where you do the turn-based thing, and it just wasn't that good. There was way more. You had a bar that you had to fill up with enough hits to break down this guy's defense wall or whatever it was, and that was the entire point of that game. Do that, then hurt him. Do that, then hurt him, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're ever going to go back, but I think they should try it at least one more time just to see what the market says.
Okay. I have no opinion. Still haven't played one of them Final Fantasies. Man, everybody. Okay, so Discord. Whenever you're playing a game. On your PC, Discord will put a subtitle under your name that says "playing" in whatever game you're playing.
Okay.
It's just a cool little feature. So all weekend it says I was playing Final Fantasy 14, and I didn't notice this because I've been working. Everybody in my Discord's like freaking out. Oh, Brandon's playing Final Fantasy. Brandon's finally playing a Final Fantasy 14. Brandon, when did you start playing? Everyone's freaking out about it. It turns out it's Kai here at the GameShop because he's logged in. My Steam account's logged in here.
No, it's not.
Well, my Discord is and my Steam is connected still. Yeah. So it's reading it as I'm playing Final Fantasy 14.
That's funny.
So good. Everyone was disappointed when I found. So now I feel like I have to go play a Final Fantasy game because everyone's upset with me. But yeah, that was funny. Apparently Tetris should keep its formula. You go Tetris.
Yeah, you didn't need to change that at all.
No. What's Pio Tetris? What's the difference there?
It's just weird.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's just it might as well not be Tetris.
Were you more of a Tetris or a Dr. Mario guy?
Tetris.
Yeah,
for sure.
I definitely played more Tetris.
I played more Tetris as well. Dr. Mario, there's a lot of strategy involved with it, but it's not as much.
Wait, isn't Pio Tetris just like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine?
Yeah.
And the other version, I forget which one it was. Yeah, that's how it plays. See, I like that actually. That's not bad. That's always what I was into.
It's okay, but just give me Tetris, man.
Yeah, I am Storm. I'm playing Final Fantasy. I hate it. It's crap.
And I keep thinking I have a tattoo on my left arm because of this thing.
Oh, well, you got to get that barb.
I'll see it out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, what is that thing?
Well, we need to get Shane the barbed wire with the Extra Life logo tied into it.
Oh man,
that's what we
That'd
need.
Be terrible.
Just a mushroom, right there. That's
no,
exactly
no
what we need.
No,
it's exactly what we need.
No thanks.
All right, fine, whatever.
Please no.
All right.
But gosh darn, is it hot in here?
It's warm. You're not wrong. It's warm. I'll go back to the Kid Icarus thing because we can use this topic to segue into our main topic today.
To Sega into
Sega Atari box way.
There you go.
Into our next topic. I'll go back to Kid Icarus. again, like I said, the only reason I really even played this game is because it's on the 3DS.
Ah.
Now, when I think about it, there's a lot of games on the 3DS I would play, but I just don't want to because it's on the 3DS. If these games were on the Switch, I'd play them a lot sooner.
Oh, same here.
In fact, there's quite a few I would play. So, what are some good examples of handheld games in general that you just haven't played because they're on a handheld?
Because they're on a handheld. So, the whole PlayStation Vita, if it's on there, that's a real game for me. If it's on the 3DS, I just can't take you seriously.
Because of the screen resolution, or what is it?
240p was cool and all that back in the day, but you just can't sell me a $60 game with it looking like that.
Well, you know what they say, graphics aren't everything.
Yeah.
If the game plays good.
But I don't need to look at a crappy screen while I'm doing it.
It is a bad. It's
just not good. I would have tried Kid Icarus, definitely. I still might end up trying it. That new Metroid game.
Yeah,
that looks just awesome. I definitely would be excited about that. There's a few Sonic games I probably would have tried.
Monster Hunter 4, says Robert.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play one of the Monster Hunters.
Just on a handheld, so you don't do it.
It looks really good.
Fire Emblems?
Nope.
Probably not.
Nope. Not Fire Emblem.
Even like Pokemon games, I don't want to play on a handheld console. I don't know why. I have a thing with I just don't like them as much as just a proper sit down play with a controller console. I don't have as much fun. I just don't. Even like I loved the Mario and Luigi games. I would love to play through all of those because they're RPGs, they're funny. But because they're on handheld consoles, I just don't want to. Even when I first played Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, when I was younger, I played it on my brother's Game Boy SP, and I never finished it. And when I went back to play it, I played it on the SP again, and I didn't like it. So I played it on emulator, and I enjoyed that way more.
Yeah.
Just way more. Because it just feels like a game.
Yeah, there was one game that just pissed me right off. It was Mario and Luigi Bowser's Dream Team, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And there's
Dream Team and Bowser's Inside Story.
Oh, it might have been Inside Story.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I can't remember.
There's two different games.
It was one of the two. And there was one boss fight where you had to blow into the microphone.
Oh, to
get past this. And man, I'm a big guy. I got big lungs, but I could not blow into this microphone enough to get past this part. I tried it probably just 6 or 7 times. And I was so mad, I sold my 3DS the next day. All the games gone. I'm so mad. I'm like, I am not ever going to own one of these things ever again.
Nice. Classy. Laura, I'm actually glad you brought that up. That Harvest Moon game I'm excited for, too.
That looks pretty neat.
I'm pretty stoked that that's a thing. We haven't seen a Harvest Moon game in a while, and it's going to be actually it's going to be on PS4, it's going to be on the Switch, and on PC, which is pretty freaking sweet.
Not on the Xbox.
Well, are you surprised?
No.
It shouldn't be.
No.
So yeah, I think that's really cool. I need to play Stardew Valley still, which is, very Animal
Same
Crossing.
here. I would also like to play that one.
It looks like a very good game, and I know I would enjoy it. I just gotta sit down and my thing with games is I have to force myself to play it first. It's like reading a book. I like to read. Did you know that, Shane? I like to read.
When's the last time you read a book?
High school. It was a year ago. But see, I like to read, but in order for me to do
also the last time I read a book.
Right? I have to. Wow, buddy.
No, that's not true. I read one after that.
I have to force was it the Motley Crue?
Okay, fine too. That was one of them.
Oh, and then the Sega
anthology,
whatever it was. I actually want to check out that book still.
It's really good.
So yeah, my biggest thing with games and books and stuff, like I need to just force myself to play for like the first hour, because usually after about an hour I'll be into it, but that first hour I just have to like force it, and that's why I don't play enough games. I think.
Yeah.
I gotta get that motivation up. What were we even talking about? I was asking you.
3DS games that we would have given a shot.
Yeah, that's right. There's a few. Man, there's so much in that library.
It's got a big library, and this will tie into a thing we're going to talk about later. But it has a pretty big library of good games to play. But man, that screen, I don't care what kind of DSi, DSi XL, DS Lite, 3DS, 2DS. Just give me a 3DS 720 with a 720p screen, and I'm down.
Just put all these games on the Switch.
Or that.
That's such a good idea.
Or that.
Just port them. I don't even need a physical copy. Just virtual console.
I think that might happen at some point. We still haven't heard them mention virtual console.
Nope.
Which is, I just don't know why. But
Eventually.
this 3DS thing, it's dying. There's not, like, sure, there's a lot of units out there, but there's a lot of units that are dead already, and they're just gone. Like, this thing's been out since, what, 2011?
It's an old console already.
Or something? 2010, maybe? Like, we're talking 7 years for a handheld?
Yeah, that's a lot of
That's
time.
old.
People are still using it, though. That's the thing. Like
Yeah,
people,
it gets use and stuff, but it's just, it's kind of old. Are you gonna come up with something new? We had that new 3DS, but we still couldn't raise the resolution of the screen.
no,
Which,
makes no sense
yeah,
at all.
Yeah.
Then the new 2DS, same thing.
Yeah, same exact.
We're gonna keep that 240p.
Oh, big fans of that.
People really
240p.
like that 240p.
Yeah, so I'm hoping all these games end up coming to the Switch, because man, the sales would just be huge.
Oh, it'd be such a good money.
But Nintendo doesn't care about this money, and that's where the problem is.
And normally you think that's a good thing. Like, it's not like Activision. Like, you don't actually care about the money. But you don't care about, like, what people want either.
Yeah.
Like, that's what pisses me off.
Well, the thing with Activision is they're going to release 10% of a game,
Well, yeah.
and then DLC
Because they
2,
care about what they want.
DLC 3, DLC 4, and then this game 2.0, DLC 1, 2, 3, 4, and I just keep going and going.
Well, there's two sides of the spectrum. You got Activision, who only cares about money.
Yeah.
Nintendo, who does not even remotely care about money.
Yeah.
Both of them don't care about what the fans want. That's where they meet in the middle. That's where they meet. When I think of handheld games that I haven't played, even older games, like I'm sure there's something on the Game Boy Advance that I haven't. Like, there's some Wario Land games I haven't played.
Yeah, those are fun.
I wouldn't mind giving those a shot but again, I just have a thing against handhelds. I don't know what it is. They're just not my. They're not my cup of tea.
It's a different cup of tea.
It is.
But there are still, the only handheld I've really played a lot of was the Vita. I fooled around with the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance a little bit and all that stuff, but the Vita is the system I've put, I don't know, hundreds of hours. I don't know how many. Could be 1,000 hours, something like that. And that is just one fine piece of plastic.
You are one fine piece of plastic.
Oh.
Are you blushing,
Yeah,
Shane?
a little bit.
Are you blushing?
Yeah, a
Yeah,
little
you
bit.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Whatever. We'll use that whole library thing about the 3DS. Great library. I'm just not playing it because it's on the 3DS. It's like a boycott. Other great libraries. What is the greatest video title? Down there. It's not up there anymore. Greatest game library in your opinion? This was your idea.
It was my
This
idea.
was your idea. So you open up with it.
Oh, I've thought a lot about this. Probably too much. When I'm going to bed last night, I was thinking about it, and I'm trying to sleep, and I couldn't sleep because I kept thinking about this. And
Sure.
I'm wrestling between, I've got two options here. And I'm wrestling between the Super Nintendo and the PS4.
And the PS4.
And the PS4.
That's wow.
Yeah, it's very different, but man, there are so many games on the PS4 that are awesome now, and they're going to be awesome 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and I'd be fine with it. There's just so many good games on this thing. And the Super Nintendo, also a lot of good games on this thing, but the more I've thought about it, the more I lean towards the PS4.
So you're saying that the PlayStation 4 is the greatest library.
This is in personal opinion.
It is.
So I would go there.
Wow. That's
I'd say there's probably 50 games on that thing that I would play 10 years from now, at least.
Well, I know you have a big backlog of PS4 games to play.
There's just, and it's just growing and growing, and there's just so many, because you get a bit of everything. You want your first-person shooter, you got your first-person shooter. You want your RPGs, you got your RPGs. You got your online play, you got your Rocket League stuff. You've got like, a little bit of everything. There's so much stuff on this thing, and it's just growing and growing and growing, and it just might have to be. Yeah, we're just doing PS4 stuff, not PS3 games. So if it got a PS4 remaster, that counts because it's a PS4 game. So the Uncharted's, The Last of Us, stuff like that, that all counts as a PS4 game. But yeah, I might end up picking the PS4.
Man, that's crazy. I get what you're saying. It'll hold up in 20 years, and that's a big thing. I'll get my like nostalgia bombs out of the way. Like my favorite consoles are the N64 and the GameCube. Unfortunately, as much as I love those consoles, they don't have the biggest and greatest libraries of all time.
Exactly.
They just really don't. The N64 has like, what do we say, 30 good games?
Tops. And
then, granted, those 30 games are fantastic, like really good, but that's only 30. GameCube I love, but again, you only got a limited amount of really
probably
good...
15, 20 that are worth.
Sure, right, but like a lot of them, and yeah, a lot of them are first party titles because it's a Nintendo console.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about Nintendo, first party, well, later generation Nintendo, first party games are like the only games worth playing on their consoles, generally speaking. That PlayStation 1 is cool. And the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, they both have huge libraries.
Yep.
And it's not like the Wii. It's not just a lot of shovelware. Like there's a lot of good, critically acclaimed games in both of them. PS1 having a lot more RPGs. I'm talking about this like I know what I'm talking about, but I played very little on the PS1. I'd like to say that's my choice, but I haven't played enough to actually vouch for it.
Yeah, my problem with the PS1 and why I didn't choose it was the RPGs are fantastic and still playable. If you go past that and try to go back and play the old Crashes or Tomb Raider or...
It just doesn't hold up.
It's really, really tough to play that.
See, and that's the thing with the retro consoles, especially when they tried to dive into the 3D space.
That's where it takes a big dive down. Before that, they're old enough that they didn't try to be, the whole 3D thing, so graphics was not a big part of it. Which is why the Super Nintendo was such an easy system to just turn on and just play. Because it looks good. Like, the sprites are good, the background's good, everything's good. But once you delve into that N64 or PS1, especially on a bigger TV, you're going to be looking at, like, what is going on? Like, what game is this? What are we doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the PS1, the biggest thing there is that the games don't hold up as much, except for these RPGs, but... You know, you can't say it's the greatest game archive ever just because of the RPGs, right? You gotta have a good mix in there. You love your Super Nintendo. I haven't done much with the Super Nintendo. I love the NES. That's always a fun console. It's got a weird library. You got a lot of platformers in there, and the early ones compared to the later ones are very different. So the quality kind of jumps around a little bit. Still a great console, mind you. I think what I would have to say, based on my generation and where I grew up, I'm going to go with something along the lines of the PS2.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Game Wave.
The Game Wave! Yeah, the Nintendo Switch. Greatest library out there. All 2, 3, 4 games, maybe?
Yeah, 4 games worth playing.
There's not much. There's not much. The Dreamcast.
Oh.
Vouch for the Dreamcast for a minute.
Yeah. There's a lot of good games on that thing.
Sure. Yeah, I bet there is. All right, so
less than 30, but
I'm gonna vote for the PlayStation 2. I know you don't like it, which bothers me a little bit, but it is there is so many games for that thing. Like they were making games up until like 2009 or whatever, 2010,
2014.
Is that when the last one was?
FIFA 14.
Right. Yeah, they were making games for the play. That's how popular this thing. Everybody had a PS2. That's why nobody buys them here, because everybody owns one already.
Yeah.
And there is everything. Like, you do have RPGs on this thing. You got your platformers. You have your shooters. Like, there's a lot. And now, because this is a personal taste thing, that is an era of games that I am still kind of used to. I'm not used to PS1 games, so they're harder to play. It's a little difficult to go back to N64, but I can do it. PlayStation 2 is kind of where that zone where I live in, where like the GameCube era. So I'm comfortable with those mechanics, and how sometimes it can be a little bit wonky, the physics can be a little bit weird in games. I'm still comfortable with that. So my answer is going to be the PS2. And yeah, Kai, what would you pick? Let's get you involved.
SNES hands down.
The SNES. Are you saying that to impress Shane?
No,
I feel like you would pick the
I
Wii.
believe it wholeheartedly. It's got your platformers. It's got your RPGs, main thing, because I love those things. It's got everything.
What are your top 5 SNES games?
Oh
Kai?
man, that's just
NHL 94, NHL
Yeah.
95,
Yeah.
96, 97.
all the NHLs.
That's Super Mario World.
Yeah. I would say Link to the Past, Final Fantasies, the 2 and 3, which are 4 and 6, whatever. 2 and 3 American. That's what 3. Shit.
That Link to the Past.
Link to the Past was good.
You know what?
Super Mario World, I played the crap out of that game. Love it.
Shane, we might need to do that.
And there's so many. There's one more.
We might need to relive that little Zelda adventure we did, but with Link to the Past.
I could live with that.
Because I think that would make you enjoy that game more, if we were both playing it. Because that was a lot of fun the first time. I could be down with that. After you finish your little Earthbound adventure.
Well, I'm stuck in a Super Nintendo thing now, so.
So we both just picked a PlayStation game. That's interesting. A PlayStation console, rather.
Yeah, I feel.
Good there, bud.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
Yeah, I feel it's kind of weird picking a current console for this, but I could just I see no reason for a PS5. Like, there's just so many awesome
It'll
games
be a while
for this thing that are still coming out, that are out, never mind all the indie stuff. Like, it just, man, it just doesn't end, and they're just giving me just candy after candy after candy. Like, here's this. Here.
Jump in the van, boy.
Here's this one, and just keep going and going. So
I do like how many you're interested in. I like seeing you so into games. It's nice. Laura Johnson wants to know what Shane's favorite old school RPG is.
ooh,
What's your favorite RPG? If you were gonna play through any old school RPG again, what would you play through?
my favorite old one.
So anything that's not in a 3D space, I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Or past the PS.
It's kind of a toss up between Mario RPG and Chrono Trigger. I don't know. I haven't played Mario RPG in probably 13 years. So I need to try that again. I played Chrono Trigger, I don't know, 3 years ago maybe. So it's kind of up there with those two. If that counts as old, if you're thinking a little bit newer but a little bit less old, Final Fantasy X is definitely one of my favorites. I love that one. Played that one way too many times. but yeah, if we're talking old, those are my choices. We'll see how Earthbound ends up. So far, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you're liking it.
I don't know where we're going to be at the end of Earthbound, but I'm okay with it. It's doing real good so far.
Yeah, I gotta play that one.
As far as NES RPGs go, I haven't really played a lot. I've always meant to do the Star Tropics thing, but I just never had it as a kid. And by the time I got it, I didn't really care much to play it for some reason. But I tried the Dragon Warrior thing. I got through most of the first game, but I could not bring myself to play number 2. That first game is tough.
Dragon Warrior or Dragon Quest?
No, it's the same thing.
Okay.
But that is tough to play.
Oh yeah, because I want to play Dragon Quest 8, but I want to start from 1. But you told me just the not stuff. Just don't.
You will not make it past that. And I'm just thinking the turn-based RPGs. If we're talking just straight up old RPGs, Zelda 2 is up there, man.
Yeah, man, I love how much you like that game.
That so
That's
far
hilarious.
that's probably my favorite Zelda game. If I would ever that's the Zelda game I'm most proud of going through and beating.
Yeah, well, you beat the first. I still can't believe you beat the first one.
Beat the first one. That was harder, but Zelda 2, man, I'm just dying for a game like that again. That is where Nintendo needs to go for the next Zelda. It's been
we talked
too
about
long.
it in a podcast, and I'm still saying that will happen.
Oh man, I would be.
It'll be a
Down
modernized
for that.
version, but you will get another game like Zelda 2. You're gonna have experience bar.
That game would just, in my opinion, there's no reason to ever play Breath of the Wild ever.
It'll happen. I'm gonna come calling.
I would just be. I'd be so down.
It'll happen.
So down for that.
I like to.
Zelda 2 is so underrated.
Because the CD games. The CD. Did you even bring up the CD game you got in? I don't think he did.
That's the CDI.
Oh, the CD. Well, shut up, Kai.
It's a bit different.
It's a bit different.
Did you even bring it up?
No. If we're gonna go there, we took in some Sega CD games today that nobody cares about except myself.
It's weird because you didn't order them. Somebody brought them in.
Yeah, somebody brought them in, and when somebody brings you Sega CD games, it's always the same. You get that F1 racing game, which is garbage. You get Joe Montana's football, which is garbage. You get Link's golf, which is also garbage. You get what's that? Echo the Dolphin, which is okay. But today we got this game.
Yeah, look at that.
Good old Nova Storm, and this game is valued at around 150 Canadian. And I never thought I would own this one. It is not a fun game to play. It looks terrible.
No.
You're just flying around on a ship, and you can't tell if you're driving on snow or
Well, best library, the
ice.
CDI.
It's the year 2129, the Bader system. A sentient computer network known as the Data Grid has begun to wage war on the Federation. In a last-ditch effort to save humanity, the experimental fighter Scavenger 4 has been launched. Its mission? To track down and destroy the Data Grid's heavily armored control center, Scarab X.
Now, would you play this or learn math first? Or Formula 1 racing?
I'd play this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Because you can grab the controls and pilot the supersonic Scavenger 4 on a desperate sortie? Is that even a word? Blast your way through the Data Grid's defensive network, blazing a trail through cities, between canyons, over glaciers, and on to destroy the Scarab X. 18 stages of intense battle action, vivid graphics, and plenty of high-speed air combat. I just don't care.
Well, you're
You know what,
still
Brandon?
reading.
You're going to need light speed reflexes and nerves of steel
Nerves of Steel,
to keep up with the rapid-fire arcade action of Nova Storm.
You know what? If we ever do that, we have to pick one game in the shop for each other to play thing. That's what I'm giving you.
You're picking Nova Storm?
I'm picking Nova Storm right after Super Paper Mario.
Oh,
Man, you're gonna like it
I just don't want to.
but you're going to like it, and that's what
I
makes
just
because
don't care.
this is one of those games where I can guarantee you'll like it, and you don't believe me. That's what makes me mad.
The Wii is just garbage.
It doesn't matter that's on the Wii. It's a good game. It's a good game, bud.
I don't know if it
Good
is.
game, bud. Maybe I'll put this in words that you understand. I can only see this going downhill. Well, that's going to conclude our main topic here. And unless you had something else you wanted to throw in here, then I'm ready to wind things down.
Just wind it all down?
Wind it down.
Yeah, we can wind down.
All right. Then, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for episode...
I have a really good topic for next week.
Do you?
Yeah, I was going to mention it today.
You mentioned there was a crazy guy in the shop that you wanted to...
Yeah, we went there already.
Which guy was this one?
The growling guy.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Satan inhabitant.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in for episode 42 of First Strike. We will, as always, see you guys next week. Episode 43, featuring very potentially Captain Retro, our first guest on the show, which will be interesting. I'm curious how that's going to go.
We've never done the guest thing.
No, I got to figure out how I'm going to set that up at some point this week.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
But yeah, stay tuned for that. It'll be a lot of fun. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Again, if you guys are interested in the Extra Life t-shirts, we have the Sega design as well as the Nintendo Power design. $15 Canadian for a shirt plus whatever your shipping is. Contact myself or Shane via the Facebook page, Twitter, whatever you have available to you, email. And that's going to do it.
Just remember, Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah, there you go. See, now that, we should put that on a shirt. I don't know why, but we should have. Anyway. Yeah, guests. We're gonna be getting into the guest scene. Let's see how that goes. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. We will see you guys next week. Have an awesome rest of your night, and we'll see you guys next time.
I'm excited to get out of this hot room.
Yeah, my God.
It's just so hot in here.
I might look like I'm ready for summer, but I am not ready for summer.
I really hope it's not hot outside.
We're about to find out, though. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in.